Conference will provide updates on research and current and emerging technology. If you'd like to learn more and to register for the event, you can simply go to cotton.org/beltwide. But again, you must register in order to participate in the event. That website again, cotton.org/beltwide.
For generations, we've worked the land. We've faced hardships and uncertainty before, but you can depend on Florida's farmers. We will continue to rise before dawn and harvest our crops, ensuring that Florida-grown fruits and vegetables are in your stores and that your family is fed. We are providers for our families and yours. We're Florida's farmers, and we're in this together.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have plenty of sunshine today with a high of 67 to 72, then clear and chilly tonight, low 44 to 50. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow, high Tuesday 68 to 71, then Wednesday will be sunny to partly cloudy with a high of 67 to 71. Pleasant day Thursday, partly cloudy, high 73 to 76. Expect showers late Thursday night. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first Wednesday of each month at 9:30 to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Monday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks, January 4th, 2020, the first Ocala Talks of the new year. Everybody's, chomping at the bit, ready to go in the new year. Everything's changed. Life has changed. Well, everything stays the same here at this radio show. Ocala Talks welcomes in Galen Unall from Life South, as we do every day. Brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center and Penn Flooring. Galen, Happy New Year and welcome to 2021.
Hey, thank you, Tom. You too. Hope you had a great long weekend.
Had a fantastic weekend. The weather cooperated. Actually, let me tell you, can I just give you, and I know your wife is great because she puts up with you, so she has to be great.
Yes.
But my girlfriend, Susan, is equally as great as your wife, without a doubt, and I'll tell you why. Her birthday was Saturday. I get her a birthday cake, I get her some flowers, I get her a card, I get her a present, And by the way, the present was a picture frame that is a replica of Bryant-Denny Stadium. She's a big Bryant-Denny Stadium. She's a big Alabama fan. So I get her this, and it pained me to have to buy that, by the way, just clear that up. But I said, so what do you want to do for the rest of the day now? We got you your favorite breakfast. We went and got a breakfast at her favorite place. Then we did the gift and everything. I said, what would you like to do for the rest of the afternoon, the rest of the day? It's yours to decide. She said, why don't we fill a cooler full of adult beverages and go and I'll ride around on the golf cart and read National Geographic magazine while you play golf.
Oh, wow. She's a keeper.
I mean, how do you beat that?
I don't know. I guess you could play well.
I did play well, actually, too.
Oh, man. Well, then that doesn't get any better than that.
A little slow out there at Muni this weekend. The snowbirds are back. You can tell the snowbirds are back.
Yeah, man. Oh, it's rough to play on a weekend this time of year.
Then I was supposed to play.
Like that?
I was supposed to play yesterday with Dan Martone, and then we had my dog had a. How do you say this without grossing people out? My dog had an accident throughout the entire house that took a carpet that took a carpet shampooer to handle.
Yeah,
we'll just leave it there.
Sure that.
And so I was not able to play golf with Dan Martone yesterday.
It's probably best for everyone.
Well,
Best for the environment.
Definitely best for the traffic that goes down the Boulevard or 36th. I'll give you that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There was some windshield saved yesterday by Dan Martone not playing golf. I'll be honest.
Well, golf ball manufacturers are a little disappointed. Sales are a little down now.
They sell them by the dozen because of my good friend Paul Yunkin and Dan Martone. Okay, they sell them by the dozen for those two guys.
There you go.
My buddy Paulie, let me tell you, my buddy Paulie, we were playing golf one time, and my buddy Brett says, "Hey, look at this ball I got." Paulie goes, "That's my ball." Brett goes, No, I found it in the woods. Paulie goes, "Sounds about right." Sure enough, big red P with a circle on it. Paulie marks all his balls with a red P with a circle on it. This ball had a red P with a big circle on it. Brett said, "Found it in the woods." Paulie goes, "Sounds about right."
Well, isn't it amazing that, if I have a ball, I know which one's mine.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you held two balls, I would know which one is mine without even looking at the mark. It's just a thing. Well, they become very personal. I guess because we carry them around in our pockets.
I would say I agree with that, but in the camp, my first year in the camp that I played in the Camp Invitational, which, by the way, is a big deal to get invited to play in the Camp Invitational. So my first year playing in the camp, I hit the wrong ball. That's a penalty.
Well, yes,
from that point on, and I always marked my ball with 3 little dots. But after that, from that point on, in big blue letters or purple letters or red letters, whatever happens to be the Sharpie I'm using at the time, TOM on 3 different places on the ball. So there's no doubt that ball belongs to Tom.
That's pretty good.
Hey, did you take in any sports this weekend?
Yeah. I watched a lot of football. Watched that. I was glad about Ohio's or the Alabama game.
Okay, let me stop. Let me
covered the spread and the under hit.
Let me stop you before you get to the next game. Let me stop you.
Yeah, because that was terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen of the listening audience, this is Tom Schmitz publicly saying that Galen Unall was 100% correct, and I was 100% wrong in saying that Ohio State did not belong in the top 4. Galen Unall, 100% correct.
Yeah.
I was 100% wrong. I just wanted to say that publicly so everybody knows.
Well, it was odd. I mean, we could talk about the spearing call that took out their best second or defensive back.
By rule, that's a penalty. I hate it.
Now the linebacker was very, very clear. And that's not the first time he's done that.
No,
you gotta see what you hit.
He got thrown out of the
national. See what you hit.
He got thrown out of the national championship game last year for the same exact hit.
Right, and you've got to see what you hit. And he did. He was looking at the earth and not the man, and that's a penalty. Now the one in the ACC championship game, I didn't think it merited a disqualification, but that team could not tackle.
No.
Clemson, I don't think, made a tackle all night. They just look unprepared. They look like Dabo Swinney got them about they don't belong, and I think that filters down. I've never been a big believer in locker room talk from a player, but from a coach, I think it matters because a coach sets the tone, and the coach set the tone early on that Ohio State didn't belong on the field with his Clemson
ranked number 11
right.
in his coach's poll.
Right, and it showed on the field, right? It showed that team didn't defensively. They had nothing. Offensively, Ohio State shut them down after they made their splits a little wider at the line, and Clemson never adjusted to that.
Is it safe to say? Is it? Do you think the 2 best teams got in, or do you think Clemson was better and just didn't play up to potential?
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, they lost on the field and they got their butts kicked. It wasn't close. There was, in the first 2 series, I was like, oh, okay, we got something. And then again, Ohio State made that adjustment where and I'm shocked. By the way, I think Kirk Herbstreit's terrible. I have for a long time. He just uses too many words to say nothing. But he never talked about the defensive front and the changes they made. All he talks about is all the individuals, and we'll go on and on about some coach that you don't really care about. But he doesn't do any X's and O's. And Ohio State changed their defensive front, made their defensive ends a little bit wider, and they were able to stop Etienne from getting to the edge. That was the end of the game.
Well, they beat Clemson. I mean, I thought I was watching the Buffalo Bills-Miami Dolphins game as bad as they got beat.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think Alabama-Ohio State will be a fun game.
I think it'll be a great game.
Justin Fields played really, really well. Hats off to him. He played really, really well.
Boy, I got tons of my friends in Georgia lamenting how they let that guy get out of the state. I
still think Jake Fromm was a better quarterback at the time.
I was like, but what I didn't understand is how do you let that guy? You let Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence get out of the state.
Correct. Justin Lawrence was never going to Georgia.
No.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence was never going to.
No. Sunshine was he was never going unless he was going to the high school in Virginia to play for Denzel Washington. He was never going anywhere but Clemson.
If Mullen was at Florida a year earlier, he gets Trevor Lawrence.
100%. Let me ask you this: did you watch the NFL yesterday?
Yes. Yeah, the 1 o'clock games, 4 o'clock games are pretty terrible. I didn't watch any of those, and I didn't watch any of the Sunday night game, but I watched all the 1 o'clock games.
Okay, the game I want to talk to you about, we'll take a break and then we'll come back. I want to talk to you about a game. You didn't watch it, but I'm sure you've read about it already. We'll do that next. This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. See, Dan comes in every time and messes up my stuff, and now I got to go find it again. I don't know how to do with him, Galen. I just don't know what to do with him. We'll be right back.
I just tell him to ignore me.
Well, quick time out. We'll be right back.
From Penn Flooring here in Ocala, I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
People ask me why I've worked at Palm Garden for so long, and I tell them it's the people. I love to hear the life stories, especially those from the greatest generation. Celebrating life stories is what sets Palm Garden apart, finding out what's important to them. And I love being a resource. Like Macy's Santa, if I can't help, I'll send them to Gimbel's. After all, Palm Garden is located on 34th Street. I'm Jan from Palm Garden. Call me and let's chat. 854-6262.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on January 4th, 2021. It is a new year. But our great folks at Palm Garden and Penn Flooring stay the same as they sponsor Galen with Life South. Palm Garden we'd like to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. They're located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions how they're handling COVID-19, call them at 352-854-6262. And Penn Flooring, family-owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. They're a full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solution for your flooring needs. They have experience in both commercial and residential. Go see their showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street here in Ocala, or call them at 352-351-3420. See how I did there, Galen? 2-0. See what I did there?
You're learning. You're wrong, but now at least you understand you're wrong. And admitting the problem is the first road to redemption.
Yeah, exactly. So last night I'm watching football. I'm watching the Sunday night game because the Dallas Cowboys' inept ability to win a football game in the afternoon games led to the fact that if Washington wins, they're in. If Washington loses, the Giants are in.
Right.
Doug Peterson, the coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, can say all he wants. Jalen Hurts was leading the Eagles. It was a 17-14 game. Hurts had just scored a touchdown. The Eagles were right in this football game. He pulls Jalen Hurts to put in third stringer Sundfeld, who his first 2 snaps, he fumbled the ball through an interception. All of a sudden, the game is pretty much over. Washington cruises to a win. And everybody's saying that Doug Peterson said, well, I wanted to get the guys some actual work, blah, blah, blah. I'm seeing some rivalry here, some NFC East rivalry, where Peterson's like, yeah, we hate the Giants. We're going to do everything we can to throw this football game. Am I reading too much into that? Or is that, because that's what it looked like last night, is that Doug Peterson, halfway through the third quarter, said, yep, time to let the Giants into the playoffs. I mean, time to let the Redskins, not the Giants. Time to let the Redskins into the playoffs.
No, I got you. Well, they were trailing before when he went in.
17-14, though. They were only down by 3.
Correct, yeah. Have you looked at the stat line for Jalen Hurts? Have you looked at the stat line?
Yeah, I did. I looked at. I know he was not playing.
He threw for 78 yards.
Yes.
Tom, I want to repeat that, just so to make sure the people in the back hear it. He had thrown for 78
Yes, but he'd run good all night.
For 45.
That's good from a quarterback.
45. So the entire offense under his watch had accumulated like less than 150 yards. No, I mean, I get it. He wanted to get this guy work. Carson Wentz, they inactivated. He wants out of there in a bad way. I think Doug Peterson gets fired today. But maybe if not, then Carson Wentz will definitely be gone, and there'll be some major changes. But I mean, it's not like Hurts is this great quarterback. He's not. He's just like Tua in Miami, overrated. They're not very good. They're not pro quarterbacks.
Galen, they finished up in the Heisman voting. How can you say that?
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter. I mean, I love Tim Tebow. I think Tim Tebow's one of the greatest human beings on the planet. I think he didn't get a very good shot at the NFL, but the proof is in the pudding. You have to be very, very accurate with the football. You have to be able to read a defense, and these guys don't read defenses in college because the coaches don't want them to. They're like, look, you have the best wide receiving corps in the country. Throw the ball where I tell you to throw the ball. They'll go get it.
With that in mind, let me ask you this question. I've said all along, bowl game aside, the Florida-Oklahoma game aside, Dan Mullen can say what he wants. Florida, pooped the bed. They can say what he wants.
Kyle Trask overrated.
But I still think, though, that he's in a better position than some of these higher-rated quarterbacks in that he'll be, because he's, not supposed to be Trevor Lawrence or those guys, he'll go in the 3rd or 4th round somewhere. He'll get to sit behind somebody, and I think Kyle Trask becomes a very usable quarterback in the NFL, and here's why. Because he reads defenses, and he's a pocket passer. He even though he played bad against Oklahoma and it looks like his receivers made him look better than he actually is, I think because of how he is set up and because he has no mobility and he's not a read option guy, that if he gets in the right situation, he could be, and I'm not saying he's going to be a great starter in the NFL. I think, though, he could have a very productive career of 10, 11, 12 years where he holds a clipboard mostly, but he just stays in the NFL and makes a pretty good paycheck.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but here's what I think is going to happen, because this is what happens with all the quarterbacks that are like him. Is he definitely coming out? As he said, he's definitely coming out.
He's not said definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's done. I think.
Oh, that's right. He's a senior.
Yeah, he's a senior.
Yeah. All right. So here's what happens. he's going to get all kinds of hype in the offseason. He's going to end up sneaking into the first round.
I hope
right?
not.
Because Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields may not come out, right? Trevor Lawrence is just a junior. He may decide to stay in college and pull a Peyton Manning, who is his hero. Economically, his family's in a completely different situation than most of them.
He doesn't have to go play football.
Correct. Well, football will be there. They'll get an insurance policy or something for him. And apparently he loves Clemson, and he loves everything about it. I think he comes back. All right? I think he comes back, and then he becomes more like Peyton Manning. The second any other quarterback pulls out, Kyle Trask gets more and more and more important to these teams. And we all know these NFL teams are searching for a quarterback. And he ends up going in the first round, and then we'll see if he becomes Dak Prescott, right? I think he's better than Dak Prescott in the exact same offense. He's got more weapons. But what we don't know is look how great Jefferson is in the NFL. He was not there, or Freddie Swain. Jefferson was not that great at Florida, right? I mean, he was good, but nobody saw that. So I'll bet he ends up in the first round, and then he'll become Blake Bortles.
I hope for his sake it's second or third round, not first round.
Unless you're his agent.
Right.
Because, then he gets $30 million a year, and life is pretty good at that point.
Yeah, I don't think he's a first. I've had people all year tell me, "Oh, he's working his way into the first round. Oh, he's working." I thought
season, baby. You wait. He's gonna have his pro day, and all you're gonna hear is this guy got into the first round. He's got a big arm. He's a big guy. He's smart.
But he doesn't have a big arm. That's what everybody keeps saying. He's got a big arm. After about 40, 42 yards, his arm goes away. He doesn't have.
That's everybody. That's everybody.
He doesn't have a huge arm. But in this NFL, huge arms are there's no more. You're not seeing any guys with John Elway type arms. You're not seeing guys with
I disagree with that. I think Matthew Stafford has a huge arm. He's got a cannon. He's just not very accurate.
Well, that's a problem, though.
John Elway was not an accurate thrower of the ball.
No, but
if you look at Tom Brady is great because of his accuracy with the football.
Boy,
and his decision making.
He looked great yesterday, did he? 44 years old. How about that? Had 1,072 yards in the last 8 quarters. That's the first time that's happened in over 40 years in the NFL, and this guy's 44 years old doing it.
All the Jameis Winston apologists have not said a word in about a month because they realize that's the exact same system. As Jameis Winston is in. And you can't tell me Gronk makes the difference.
Hold on. Jameis threw for 31. Jameis threw for 31 touchdowns last year.
And how many Brady to throw for this year in the exact same offense?
I think he's
with
30,
a lot more of his guys being injured.
I think he's at 38, 43. But Jameis
40. He's in the 40s.
But Jameis threw 31. I mean, he threw 30 interceptions too. But
yeah, but again, it just goes to show you that quarterbacking in the NFL is everything. And that's why they'll go and reach for Kyle.
And how about how they didn't miss a beat? Mike Evans goes out with an injury, didn't miss a beat, just next man up and kept going.
That's going to hurt in playoffs, though.
Oh,
Good thing is they play Washington in the first week, and then hopefully he'll be back. I don't know if it's torn or not. No report yet. Hyperextended.
We got about 3 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes. How ridiculous is it? Is it time for division champs to go away? Because they're much more deserving teams in the NFC than a 7-9
you got to win your division.
Washington.
You got to win your division. You got to win your division.
Yeah, but when your division is horrible.
No. Then it's horrible. This isn't the first time this has happened, and it's not the travesty people make it out to be. You can't change the rules just because 1 year. You don't want to become the NBA, do you? I mean, it happens. No big deal. Move on.
Okay.
Move on.
It gets on my nerves that a loser can get into the playoffs.
Oh, I know. I know, but it's the rules. Let's just play by the rules and move on.
Well, let's make it just the top 6 teams in each division, record-wise.
Can't do that because some divisions are tougher than others, and they play each other in their division twice.
Well, I know what division's
more.
I know what division's not tougher than others. The NFC East.
The NFC East, but historically, it's been one of the best divisions in football. So it happens. It happens.
It just boggles my mind that losers can get into the playoffs. Losers.
Okay. All right.
It's just terrible,
All right.
terrible. Hey, let me ask you this: you got a prediction? You got a prediction for the playoffs? Who you think gets all the way through? I'm going with Kansas City, and whoever comes out of the NFC, it doesn't matter.
Well, there's some issues. One, COVID is going to change teams, right? It is. So it's going to be a week to week. I really like the way Buffalo's playing. I think they can match up against Kansas City. And in the NFC East, I think it's wide open. Right now, the Packers are probably in front.
Hey, tell us where the Bloodmobile is, Galen.
All right. Hey, today we're going to be out at On Top of the World and also going to be at the 40 Shopping Center. So come by and see us, and please give blood. We are in critical need of everything. So donate blood.
Thanks, guy. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Be good, man. Bye.
Galen Unall from Life South, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Sonda Eunice, she'll be here for Tom and Sonda, Ocala Talks. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
In November, President Donald Trump issued an executive order accusing Chinese officials of increasingly exploiting U.S. markets. As a result, China Unicom Hong Kong, China Mobile, and China Telecom will each be delisted from U.S. markets. Senator John Kennedy, the bill's author, says Communist China has been the bully on the playground of America's stock exchanges for years, and that stops today, end quote. Democrat Representative from California Nancy Pelosi won speakership for the 4th time in a very close vote. The 216-209 vote was closer than most expected. Georgia's Senate runoffs are likely headed to dramatic finishes Tuesday as both parties prepare to sprint down the finish line. The two races will decide who controls the